takes you out of that headspace where you're feeling like everything is just really difficult or hard or Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk about some low budget ways to make yourself feel better when things are just really hard or you're having a bad day or a bad week. I've definitely been there. I feel like I've had those days a lot recently. I've been really stressed out and feeling overworked and overwhelmed just by everything that's coming up and all the holidays. So I wanted to make a quick video on just my favorite ways that I start to feel better. And they're all super budget friendly, so nothing like going on a shopping spree or anything extravagant. Just some low-key ways to check back in with yourself, take care of yourself, and hopefully feel better. My first tip is to just jump into the shower. That is the fastest way that I start to feel more like a human again. Today I meant to take a really quick shower and ended up just staying in there for a while and just turning up the heat because I love a really hot shower and just spending some time by myself, and really enjoyed it and came out, brushed my hair, put on some moisturizer and just felt so much better after. My next tip is to just write down a list of the things, people, or pets even in your life that you're grateful for. This is just a really quick way to get out of your own head and just remember that there are things in your life that you're really grateful for. It's a good way to get some more perspective on your life at the moment and how things aren't always hard and they will get better, especially with those things and people and pets. I have 2 pets and they always bring me so much joy. So just remembering that there are things around you that do bring you joy, I think helps a lot. My next tip is to just do some self-care, whatever that means for you. This looks very different to everyone. I love a $4 face mask from Target. That's probably the one thing on my list that you probably will have to spend money on if you don't have any already. I received a bunch for the holidays last year, so I just dip into that whenever I feel worn down and want to just take those 10 minutes knowing that I'm just tending to myself and taking care of myself, even if it's with one of those just paper face masks. I just love it so much. The smell, everything, it just makes me feel like I'm really taking care of myself and putting some effort into doing that. Another thing I love to do is just paint my nails. It's a great way for me to just focus on something other than the chaos going on in my head, because I am actually very bad at painting my nails, so I have to put all of my energy and focus into doing it, and I've found it just really meditative. You have to do the base layer and then the coats and then the top layer, and it takes a little bit of time. So if you have that time, it's a great way to just invest in yourself, and then you've got some brand new nice nails. I don't have my nails painted right now, but then you have some brand new nice nails that will just, again, make you feel more put together. Another easy thing to do is do your hair. So for me, that's like straightening my hair with a flat iron or curling it, just to make me feel like I'm getting ready. I work from home. I pretty much never leave the house, so I don't have a lot of excuses to get ready. And even sometimes that means putting on real clothes. I think I put on jeans maybe once a week to leave the house. But doing your hair, straightening it, curling it, putting in different products even, whatever working on your hair is for you, brushing it even, if that's all you can do, just brushing your hair, I think just makes such a big difference to how you're feeling and how you feel like you're being presented to the rest of the world. And even if you're just staying home, every time you look in the mirror, you're gonna feel great about yourself because you've done your hair and maybe you've done your nails too. So you're just gonna feel really put together. And I think that makes a big difference when you're feeling really down about yourself and really overwhelmed by the things that you have to do. It just redirects that attention to taking care of yourself and centering yourself again. So really just anything that'll make you feel a bit more put together. I know a lot of people who work from home get fully dressed every day in the morning. I have a coworker who always puts on this gorgeous lipstick because it makes her feel put together and ready for the day and ready for meetings, even though we just work from home. So think about this and think about what makes you feel put together, whether that is just putting on some clothes, doing your hair, doing your makeup, just something that takes you out of maybe a stalemate that you might be in. I definitely get into those ruts where I will wear the same pajamas for probably 3 days straight and start to feel really down on myself because I'm not taking care of myself. I'm not tending to this garden. So it's hard for me to put out anything to the rest of the world and be really bubbly or be really present even because I'm just feeling really down about myself. The next thing is something that's aligned with what I've been saying already, but that is just to get your thoughts out of your mind. So for me, that means putting on my favorite show or my favorite podcast or picking up a book, listening to the new Taylor Swift album always gets me out of my head. Just something that you can maybe sing along to or captures your attention enough so that you can quiet your mind. This isn't a long-term fix because obviously you can't just put off everything in your life. I can't just ignore my bills or ignore my pets, but it is a really great way to just distract your mind and get it onto something else. Focus on something else that'll maybe just bring you out of reality just for a little bit so that you can take a step back and come back to things when you feel like your energy has been raised. I'm an introvert, so when I spend time with people, my energy level is lower, but when I'm by myself and I get to do these kind of things like read or listen to my podcast, my energy levels go straight up. I just need maybe 30 minutes by myself with my favorite book or podcast or show, and I feel like I can start tackling projects. So try that out when you're feeling like your energy is really low or like you're just not able to get up and do anything else. Another thing I love to do is craft. If you know me, you know that I'm crafting all the time. And even if you don't think you're good at crafting, it doesn't matter. This is just to get you moving, get your brain thinking creatively. Sit down with just a blank piece of paper, even a notebook and a pen, and just start doodling things that come to you. And that could be words or pictures, because when you do that, you actually start to use that creative part of your brain. So when you're faced with a problem that you don't know how to solve, or you're just stuck, or you're feeling like you're in a rut, this is a really good way to unlock that creative part of your thinking. So even though you're distracted by your doodling or your crafting or whatever it is, you can maybe unlock a solution that you've been waiting for, but just focusing on the problem and narrowing your vision and your goals into fixing this problem is sometimes counterproductive. You need to walk away sometimes and think through different things, distract yourself so that you can maybe come up with a solution that you didn't know was even an option until you started working on something else. And then the final thing I love to do is just call up a friend or a family member and chat. Just say hi. Don't call for any specific reason, but just ask them how they're doing. Check in with the people that love you so that you can remember that there are people that love you and that there are people that are rooting for you. And you can even bring your problems or the fact that you're in a rut up in conversation with them. Talk through it, work through it externally. You might be able to come up with a solution that way as well. So that's just another really great way to step outside of yourself. And I guess that's what this whole video is. There are two sides to it. The one side is internally taking care of yourself, and internally also including the self-care practices that take care of your external body. But that is an internal process, knowing that when I put on a face mask, I feel 10 times better about myself and I feel like my skin is glowing, even if it's not. I just feel like I can do more things because I feel better about myself. But that is what works for me. So find what works for you. Find what self-care routine tends to your garden, tends to your body and your mind, and do that. And that is taking care of your physical, mental health. And then the flip side is reaching out to those external factors as well. Remembering that there are things in your life that you're so grateful for and that bring you joy. Remembering that there are people in your life that love you and that you do have a community that you can rely on. These are the things that help us out of our ruts. Tending to your own garden and leaning on your support system to help you as well. So thank you guys so much for watching. This was a really quick video. It just came to the top of my mind today because I felt like I needed some of my tending and self-care routines today too. So I wanted to share my favorite tips and my go-tos for when I am having a really bad day and just don't know what to do. I don't know what my next step is. I don't know how to fix these problems in front of me. I don't know where I'm going. All of these things. I'm not going to start word vomiting to y'all, but all of these things happen. We all have these days. We all have days where we're feeling really down about ourselves, or our confidence is low, or our plans are falling through and stuff that we've worked on really hard just isn't panning out. It happens, but it happens to all of us. So this isn't unique to you. You're not the problem here. It's just a matter of finding ways to get out of yourself and get out of this rut position that you might be in, to remember that it's not going to last forever and that you can do amazing things and you have people rooting for you, even if it might not feel that way. I'm certainly rooting for you, and I hope these tips come in handy. I hope you come back to this video and remember that there are very easy, low budget things that you can do to make yourself feel better when you're in a rut or when you're feeling really down on yourself. So thank you all so much. Take time for yourself this week, and I'll see you guys soon.